Hey guys, what's up? It's UniformWarrior, and today we have another original paracord tutorial. Like you guys have asked for, this one does not require a buckle, and it is the Mad Max style. I am naming this bracelet the Spinning Cobra Stitch Paracord Bracelet. I'm not completely sold on the name, so if you guys can think of one, let me know in the comments, but it is somewhat descriptive of how you make it. So we're going to be using two types of cord, about 5 feet of each. We have the purple with silver stripes and the red with black stripes. You're just going to cut the ends of both of those and then singe them and press them together. You're going to go a little bit off of that burnt part and bend the cord back, and then measure that around your wrist. Also, the bracelet I'm wearing right there is the Mini Cobra Stitch Paracord Survival Bracelet. There will be a link to that tutorial in the description. It was my last video, so check it out if you haven't seen it. Once you have that spot marked, you're just going to bend the cord back, and then do a Cobra Stitch. So take your left strand, put it over the middle 2 strands, take your right strand, put it over that strand, behind the middle 2 strands, and up through that left loop, and then tighten that. When you tighten that, try to make sure there are no twists in the cord. Go ahead and check that around your wrist. There should just be a little bit of a gap. And then you're going to start with the pattern. This pattern has like 3 steps to it, I would say. And the first step is you're going to start with your left strand and you're going to pull it down in between the 2 middle strands and off to the left. You're going to take that same strand and wrap it around the cord again and down through the middle strands and off to the left side. Try to make sure that's somewhat tight. If you want, you can use hemostats or something to hold those in place. And here's part 2. So you're going to do the same thing with the right strand. So take it and pull it down in between the 2 middle strands and off to the right side, and then circle it around that cord again, and then pull it down off to the right side. And basically part 3 is you're just going to do a Cobra stitch. So take your left strand, it will always be the left strand, and put it over the 2 middle strands. Take your right strand, put it over that strand, behind the 2 middle strands, and up through that left loop, and then tighten that. While you're tightening that and while you're looping that cord around and everything, try to make sure that those 2 strands stay tight at the top. You don't want the loops to unravel too much, or it'll be hard to tighten. Once you finish tightening that Cobra stitch, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take your left strand, pull it down in between the 2 middle strands, wrap it around that strand, down through the middle strands again, and off to the left side. And step 2, of course, is to take the right strand and pull it down through those 2 middle strands, off to the right side, and then wrap it around that strand again, and down through the middle strands and off to the right side. Once again, try to make sure those are tight while you just do a Cobra stitch. Take the left side, put it over the 2 middle strands. Take your right strand, put it over that strand, behind the 2 middle strands, and up through that left loop. I didn't realize I was doing it sideways here, so that makes it a little harder to see, but it made it easier for me to hold those cords in place, so sorry about that. And then tighten that Cobra stitch. And then do the same thing. So you're going to keep doing each of those 3 steps until you get close to the bottom. You're going to want to fit as many of these as you can into the bracelet. I probably could have actually fit 1 more onto this one, so you can use that as a gauge. So once you fit as many of those as you can, if you feel like you can't fit a whole another set of that pattern in there, then you can just do a few Cobra stitches. So I did one Cobra stitch after the one that's part of the pattern. Then you're going to do your finishing Cobra stitch. So take whichever strand went in the front of the two middle strands on the very last Cobra stitch that you did. So for me, it is the purple. And you're going to pull it down through that loop. Then you're going to take your other strand, so for me it is the right strand, and you're going to pull it up through that loop. And then you're going to take the strand that went down through that loop. It is then going to circle around and go up through the loop. Then take your other strand and it will go down through the other loop. And then you're just going to want to tighten those. And once again, for me, I was using some scrap cord, so I did not measure out enough. And since it is the Mad Max style or the adjustable style, you can't have a burnt part where it needs to slide through the loop, obviously. So if you run into that problem, you can just clip it really close to where you ended the bracelet, like I did here, and then add more cord, and that will allow you to finish the bracelet without having to redo the whole thing. So you're going to pull your top strand through that top loop and your bottom strand through that bottom loop. And then tighten that completely and make sure the cord is all lined up properly and it doesn't have any twists in it. And then you're going to try that around the largest part of your wrist. Go ahead and mark that spot. And then you're going to do a regular square knot. So take those two strands, wrap them around your fingers, making a X in the front, and then pull those two strands through that loop. And then go ahead and tighten that knot all the way down to the hemostats. After you tighten that knot, you're going to want to try it around your wrist again, making sure it is the right size because you will not be able to change it after this. If it's not the right size, obviously just go ahead and adjust it. If it is the right size, then you're just going to go a little bit off of that knot and clip those two strands, and then you're going to melt them. You can also clip the two strands right up against the knot, giving it a more kind of finished look, but either way works. And you're done. Anyway guys, that is the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really appreciate whenever you guys share these videos or anything because it really helps me out a lot. It doesn't seem like a lot of work to upload 2 videos every single week, I guess when you look at it if you don't make videos, but it is a lot of work, especially these type of videos. So, but like always, I'm just glad that you guys enjoy them. And if you did enjoy it, then make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.